What's going on, guys? Just gonna jump on here, kind of do a video on my 1990 Dodge W250. This is gonna be on my first YouTube video where I've actually interacted, kind of talked through it, kind of went over some of the specs. So bear with me because this is a learning experience for me. But hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Love to hear where you guys are at, what you guys are building, what you guys are working on. And yeah, let's get into it. So we're gonna voice over this section of the video. When I originally shot this clip, the audio was just cutting in and out in some sections and didn't sound that great. So this is gonna be a little bit easier for you guys to follow along with and understand. The lift kit we put on this truck is a 6-inch lift kit from Jacket. It comes with leaf springs on the front and blocks on the rear. Also comes with a drop pitman arm and all new shocks. Everything you need to put this lift kit on is in this kit. It's called the budget kit. So if you guys are looking to add a 6-inch kit to your truck, that's the kit that I went with. And overall, I'm really happy with it. It took about a day to install. Mainly that's because we had to cut some of the factory suspension bolts out of it. The factory leaf spring bolts were rusted, the factory shock bolts were rusted, so just had to do a little bit more work than maybe you guys will if you guys go to add this lift kit onto your truck. Overall, wasn't very hard to install, pretty simple, pretty smooth. I did accidentally break a brake line in the process, so I had to get that fixed. The wheels and tires we went with are 16.5 by 12 weld super singles and 35 1450 boggers. I actually had been looking for a set of welds for a while, and my buddy happened to have these, so I scooped them up for a pretty decent price. He was happy. I'm very pleased with how they look on this truck. That's kind of the look I had in my head when I bought this thing. Really didn't want to go big wheel, small tire. Just a truck like this I think deserves to look like it would have back in 1990. I am pretty pleased with the stance of the wheels and tires. One thing I do think I'm gonna add is some spacers. You get a little bit of poke with 12 wides on these trucks, but I think a little bit more would really give me the look I was going for. So I'm thinking about adding a 3-inch spacer on the rear and 2-inch spacer on the front. If you know anything about first gens, you know that the rear axle on these trucks is a little bit narrower than the front axle. So with doing that, I'd be able to true that stance up and also just give me a little bit more poke, which I think is gonna give me the look I had in my head. One thing I will note on this kit, the rear sits a little bit lower than the front does. I don't know if that's because my factory leaf springs are just kind of getting worn out on the rear, or what exactly is going on there, but I do think I'll probably end up adding an 1.5 or 2-inch block to the rear to kind of level it back out, maybe give it a more factory appearing stance. But overall, very, very pleased with the way the truck looks. This truck sat for about 6 months to a year before I purchased it. It did not run. You'll see another video where I go into a little bit more depth on what I had to do to get this truck running. But that's not gonna be in this video. That's something we'll update you guys on. I'll kind of make another video explaining it, but right now I just kind of wanted to show you guys the lift kit, the wheels and tires, and how the truck looks and performs on this setup. The truck does not rub. These trucks are pretty hard to drive. I mean, in 1990, vehicles aren't near where they were today. So it is a little bit more difficult to drive. I'm very pleased with how it operates on this setup. I do think I'll probably end up doing upgraded brakes and a upgraded suspension and steering kit. I think that would just give me the ride, the steering, and the braking that I'm looking for. It's not bad the way it is, but a little upgrade can't hurt anything. And a lot of the people on the forums I've watched have had really good luck with some of those kits. So that's something you'll probably see a video on here in the near future as well. I'm gonna do a walk around clip here. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure and like and subscribe. I'd love to hear some feedback, and check it out.